All right, so we're gonna talk about springs today, specifically lowering springs. And this question was asked by Sabaja02, and basically he wanted to know my impressions of the VWR lowering springs that I have installed on my GTI. So in this video, we're going to cover that and kind of talk about everything in regards to my experience. So let's get right into that, starting now. Well guys, we meet again with the GTI. In this video I wanted to talk about my VWR lowering springs and basically my experience with them and how much they actually lower the car. Now I know there's a couple other videos out there kind of discussing and talking about this. However, I wanted to give you my personal experience with these springs and kind of give you some insight about what to expect and the actual performance of these lowering springs. So let's get right into that. First things first, I'm pretty sure you're wondering, how low do these actually go? Well, basically to give you a pretty good idea, as you can see here, the wheel gap is pretty much eliminated. Oh, there's a little smudge. The car is pretty damn dusty, but the wheel gap is pretty much eliminated. If you want to get technical, it is basically a 2-finger gap. 2-finger gap. Before that, it was actually about like a 3.5 to 4-finger gap. So it was pretty damn high and pretty damn noticeable, especially with the stock wheels. Now with this, it looks so much more aggressive. We got the Pretoria wheels here from the Rabbit GTI, along with Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, so PS4S. These are also 235 wide. So as you can see, kind of like the depth of the wheel there. This is without spacers, so no spacers here. You can kind of see that for comparison. It's about like a 1-inch gap now in the wheel wells there. But basically, these perform pretty damn good. And now let's move into the back here and kind of check that out. Lots of glare from these lights. I freaking love these wheels. Maybe later on I'll switch them out and actually get some even lighter weight wheels, and I'll probably go with something silver. Well, actually, let me know, guys. Do you want to see silver wheels or light colored wheels on the GTI, or should I keep them dark colored? Right now I'm enjoying the dark color for what it is. Maybe later on though, I'll move on to some lighter silver colored wheels and see how I like those. But basically, the back wheel well here, the wheel gap is also 2 fingers. This does feel a little bit more loose though. As you can see, my hand kind of wedges in there a little bit, obviously because there's an engine in the front, not in the rear. I know some of you may also be thinking like, hey, is there any reverse rake? Well, from what I just showed you, there is none. Once you have like full weight and everything in the car, it's pretty much balanced out with that finger gap front and rear. We are also kind of sloped on this little parking lot here, so maybe that can kind of offset it a little bit, but it's pretty damn close between the front and the rear. That moves on to the next point. How do these springs actually handle? To be honest, my first impression was, damn, it rides just like stock. The main difference obviously is the height. How does it feel when I'm sitting inside the car? Practically the same. I couldn't really tell much like the height difference until after I actually started going around some turns and corners. Then you can start to feel how there's much less body roll and the car just feels more planted, obviously. Lower center of gravity. Now, one of the main reasons why I went with the VWR springs and not like H&Rs that give it a little bit more of an aggressive drop. First of all, I think this is enough for me. I mean, if you can look at it now, it's pretty damn low. But one of the main concerns that I had was that on these cars, obviously they run on a plastic oil pan, and I'm not sure if you can see it there, but they run on a plastic oil pan, so I was a little bit concerned about, you know, potentially bucking it up. If you're like me and you live in like an urban area, there's a lot of potholes and a lot of just messed up roads, so I didn't want to take any chances at least. So I just went ahead and basically went with the VWRs. When you go side by side with someone who has the H&R springs, you do see the slight difference in the height, and those look a little bit more aggressive and, you know, a little bit more like I won't say stands out, but you can just tell it looks pretty damn low and pretty damn good. I can't complain with the VWR. Soaks up the bumps good along with stock struts. It can handle some turns pretty good. I do feel more confident going into those corners. Now, one of my main takeaways is that with the ride height like this and these spring rates on certain bumps or divots in the road, it could feel slightly bouncy, but it is nothing crazy. It's only on this one particular road that I do my daily commute on that I do notice shaky bump. It is one road on my commute that I do notice that it kind of like bumps up a little bit like this. But once I pass that section, car pretty much rides exactly like factory. It's a good spring if you want to eliminate wheel gap, feel like stock, you want the OEM plus feel without breaking the bank, without getting coilovers, etc, etc. You just want the car to look good and have like a good stance. This is the spring for you. This is what I would recommend. This is Jules GTI Mark 7.5. We've got the 2019 with the Golf R headlights. Now in the next video coming up, I'll go ahead and do a quick video about that. We won't do it in this one because we want to stay on topic. Basically, that's my quick, I want to say like review and impressions of the VWR Springs. They look great, pretty damn aggressive. They handle well. Basically makes the car look 5 times better. I'll show you some before and after photos so you can kind of compare. Well, with that being said, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like and thumbs up. This is Jules at MK7. You can follow me on the IG. I do post a lot of cool stuff on there. I have been getting a lot more people messaging me about like the GTI and a couple videos I've done, questions and stuff like that. So definitely, if you guys want to see something different, or if you guys have an idea of what you want to see next about the car, just have questions about it, something you want me to talk about this particular build, just let me know. Hit me up and I'll go ahead and talk about it. I freaking love this car, so I'm always willing to have a good conversation about the GTI. It's a pretty fun build and I honestly have nothing but positive things to say about this car. Also, these headlights are freaking awesome. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace. Stick shift. Woo! Look at that. Badass.